Are you preparing for a launch on Indiegogo, Kickstarter, or another crowdfunding website, and you're wondering how do you get that perfect pitch video so that strangers come to your campaign and they back it? So that way you can trend in the charts on the Indiegogo platform when it comes to the algorithm there, which is GoGo Factor, or on the Kickstarter platform as well. How do you get a great video so you can stand out? That's really what I'm talking about and demystifying in today's YouTube video. So that way you can go out there and you can communicate your project effectively, and strangers will become a backer or they will pledge to your project. So we're talking about creating a video that captures attention, that builds trust, and more importantly, gets people to actually check out the rest of your campaign and to become a backer, to become a part of your community, to put their hard-earned dollars and to support what it is that you're doing. Not only is this a way to make a killer first impression, but it's also, from a logical sense, a great way to communicate important information about your campaign or your project. And more importantly, it creates that emotional impact where people can kind of get a sense of who you are and what you're doing, what your brand is about, even if they've never met you or they're on the other side of the planet. And studies show that crowdfunding campaigns that have a video will raise 4 times more than those that do not. So my name is Salvador Briggman, and I've been in the crowdfunding industry since 2012. I've been studying tactics like this when it comes to the pitch video for a very long time. And really just what I want to do is distill with you a couple of different key points which you can employ, which are easy to use, so that way you can raise more funding. So back in the early days of crowdfunding, you could throw up like an 8-minute long video on Indiegogo or Kickstarter and people would love it. They would just watch it because video online in general was quite new. But as video became more mainstream, we started to see the evolution of social media sites and short form video sites as well. People's attention span just kind of went down and down. And nowadays you really got to hook their attention. So the first thing that I'm going to say is a little bit controversial, but what I want to say for tip number 1 with your Indiegogo campaign video is don't go too long. Keep it short. Now you can go and you can listen to my podcast, Crowdfunding Demystified, on Spotify, iTunes, or on YouTube, and you can listen to these 6 and 7 figure campaigns. I interview new guests every single week, and you can come to me and be like, Sal, look at this one guest who had like a 9-minute long video and raised $700,000 on Indiegogo. And I'll be like, great, but that is not the norm. Most campaigners don't have the video production, the skills when it comes to creating a really long video that also maintains attention. So it's easier to go short and maintain attention. So you want to really be thinking about sort of the median there being between 2 to maybe 3.5 minutes when it comes to the actual campaign video. That being said, it is going to vary based on the category that you are launching in. So a technology gadget is going to have a different average or median video length than if you're doing something more of like a film project. So you really want to be aware of your specific category and niche. Tip number 2, and I literally just had a one-on-one coaching call with a student who unfortunately had made this major critical mistake. So it's great to really educate yourself ahead of time, but this mistake is to just be talking to the camera and not having any kind of visual effects happening. So number 2 is that you want to make sure that you use the tools at your disposal. For example, B-roll footage, being able to have B-roll footage appear on the screen to kind of not only maintain someone's attention, but also to illustrate your points. Number 2 would be video effects, having a visual effect happen as you're maybe talking about a product and having like a call out graphic and showing and pointing this one feature or function is a great way to show that kind of premium feel. You could also do some animated renderings when it comes to a specific product or showing how it's going to work in different environments, having different shot selections. So not just one frame, but maybe a frame that's from the side or from a low angle, from a high angle, having different actors that are even a part of your video. You want to make sure you spice up that frame with things like I mentioned, but in addition, could be video effects. It could be the music as well and varying that throughout the actual campaign footage. And it could be, different sound effects as you're going throughout that pitch video. So tip number 2 is maintaining attention and to using the tools at your disposal in order to do that. Tip number 3, and actually this is from another coaching student that I had recently, is to really think about the demonstration of value. And what do I mean by that? Because that's kind of like a really broad term. What I mean by that is, let's just say you have invented a new novel or a new comic book or a card game or an invention of some kind of new physical product. We really want to show that sucker in action. So if you invented like a new stovetop or a new cookware, or you invented something even like that goes into the car, like a new car seat or something like that, you want to show someone installing that, using that, how lightweight it is, how functional it is, how comfy it is. You wanna show all the little benefits and features and functions, and to try to do that in video form. So it's not enough just to say to someone like, the card stock for this new card game is beautiful or amazing. Try to show that off with like a very close up, slow moving, video shot that's really gonna show the quality of those cards. Or if it's something like a comic book, showing the beautiful, visually designed characters and the setting, and as you're going through the different pages of the comic book, the artwork, the cover art, right? And really even looking at the sketches before you even got to that fully finished stage. You really wanna think about showing value behind what it is that you're doing, because again, with crowdfunding, those people are supporting you, dude, and they're going to be backing and maybe not getting that product for 3 to even 6 months after the fact. So you wanna show value within that video. Tip number 4, and if you don't do number 4 and you have more of a high-end product, I'm telling you, you're going to fail when it comes to your launch. You gotta do tip number 4, which is you need to involve an element of storytelling in your video. Now that story doesn't have to be like, hey, I was born here and I went to school here, and then I came up with a product idea here, and then I did this. It doesn't necessarily have to be that huge linear storytelling that some of us think about when we think about storytelling. What I really mean is like, what was the moment that this product started to come in your mind? What is the story of you deciding when it comes to specific materials of the product, the values behind the brand? I'm talking about the story as this sucker is coming together into prototype form, and really sharing that in a visual way, but also, if possible, as well, narrating through that video so that people can come on the other side and they get much more of an appreciation for the craftsmanship behind what it is that you're promoting out there on Indiegogo. Want to take all the stress out of fulfilling your Kickstarter rewards? Fulfillrite is the turnkey solution that puts product delivery on autopilot. The Top Campaigns uses trusted high-tech provider to store, package, and ship their products. Focus on growing your business. Leave shipping to the experts. Don't wait. Get a custom quote from Fulfillrite today. Link in the description. Backing a campaign on Indiegogo is not like going down to like a budget store and getting a great deal. It's more so like you find a craftsman or a brand or even a storyteller or an artist, someone who you really connect with, right? And you want to support their work. You want to become a patron of their work, or you want to get your hands on that first new innovative, cool product or design product because the craftsmanship looks beautifully done. It looks so cool, right? So give them that experience by just telling a bite-sized version of the brand story to kind of romanticize this launch event so they can enjoy the product to its fullest benefits. Tip number 5, and this is actually another major mistake, and I have had people write into me. So I do a free course out there on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. In this course, you can go through different lessons. You can actually email me. You can reply to one of those lessons and you can email me if you want to. All you have to do is go to crowdcrux.com/Kickstarter and join that free course. And I'll start sending you lessons every once in a while. Some of the tactics, the tools, the techniques, and the strategies going into a powerful campaign launch. If you want to learn more about that, and again, that course also applies to Indiegogo, you can join this free course at crowdcrux.com/Kickstarter, and that link will take you there. Enter your name and email, and you can start getting some lessons from me, so that way you can really cut through the fluff and make sure you launch this sucker with a bang. One of the emails that I got recently from a student in that free course was something along the lines of, Sal, I put together all of this, this great video, but I totally realized halfway through the campaign, I forgot to highlight my reward tiers. And this is a very common mistake that I see as well from readers of my book, which is that if you do have perks and rewards, it's a good idea, if possible, to include, just even touch on them a tiny bit within that Kickstarter or that Indiegogo pitch video. So that way the people that are watching that video know what they can get their hands on. What are those rewards? What are those items which it is that you're offering at a discount, off of MSRP retail price there, so they can be more informed about that. And it's just gonna start to whet their appetite when it comes to backing your campaign. Now, I know this might sound like a lot of work and you're like, oh my gosh, Sal, this sounds like so much stuff that I gotta do, but I've tried to make this as easy as possible and as painless for you so you can enjoy this experience of launching your first Indiegogo campaign. The way that I've done that is I've literally put all of this information, all the strategy, the tips, the tools, the tactics, the know-how, literally the blueprint, the paint by numbers formula for launching an Indiegogo campaign, I put into my book, the Kickstarter Launch Formula, and I dedicated a whole chapter just to Indiegogo. So they're very similar platforms. And really what I go through is how do you not only launch a campaign and get funded, really blow past your funding goal. And if you want to learn more about that book, you can get a paperback version on Amazon or an ebook, or you can listen to me read it, right, in kind of my excited and passionate way, the way I love to do, on Audible. And you can get a free copy on Audible as well when you get a free trial of Audible. At the link down below, you can get a copy of the Kickstarter launch formula. That being said, some of us hate school, some of us hate learning, some of us hate even watching videos like this. And we're like, you know what, dude, I just want someone to give me the real deal. I really just want someone to look at my video, to give me feedback, or even leading into the launch. How do I get a good video like this? How do I get all the media assets that I need to really launch this campaign with a bang, to blow past my goal, to actually smash my goal when it comes to my Indiegogo campaign? And I'm willing to invest just a tiny bit in order to make that happen. I want to make sure I have a strong footing, a strong foundation. I'm dotting my I's, I'm crossing my T's, and more importantly, I'm doing this right. And if that sounds like you and you really value your time and you see this as being the start of a brand which can continue years into the future and maybe multiple crowdfunding campaigns which you launch, we've had a lot of guests that have done exactly that, you can go down below and you can book an intensive one-on-one coaching call with me. Not only do we use that call from a strategic and tactical standpoint in order to improve your launch plan, but I can also introduce you to other resources, tools, and vendors in this niche. On a select basis, we'll also work one-on-one with students who need executional help when it comes to their campaigns. And I think more importantly, so many of my students just feel a renewed sense of confidence going into their launch because they know exactly what they got to do and the straightest path to success in terms of getting there with the least headache. So if you want to learn more about that, go down below and book your individual one-on-one coaching call. I'm telling you, this is the best investment which you can make when it comes to launching this crowdfunding campaign at the link crowdcrux.com/coaching. That link is crowdcrux.com/coaching. Go down below and book your call. All right, man, regardless, I hope you enjoyed this video and you took away some nuggets of crowdfunding gold, and at least that's going to help move this process forward faster for you, and just be aware of some of those common pitfalls that other people have really spelled doom. So you want to make sure you avoid those so you can launch a successful campaign. And if you did enjoy this video, give me a thumbs up on this video, but also come subscribe because I put out videos like this every single week on this channel. It'd be so incredible if you became a member of the Crowdfunding Demystified community, because we are action takers. We love to educate ourselves and move our life forward with new launches, new products, and sometimes it's a career shifting move as well that allows you to build a whole business that continues years into the future with staff and employees. So if you believe in that mission, come subscribe, but in addition, leave a positive comment down below. My name is Salvador Briggman, and I'll see you next time.